Hey guys, so today we'll be playing a new game. This is called Warsaw. It just came out on Wednesday, I think. So this is a game about the World War II in Poland, and it's taking place in the city Warsaw, which is Poland's capital city, and so this game, the gameplay is very like Darkest Dungeon, and where you have front line, back lines, of positioning. Well, you see when I show you in game. And as for the whole atmosphere, it reminds me of this War of Mine, which is also another survival of the war kind of theme. And yeah, well, so yeah, we'll get right into it, and I'll show you the gameplay and everything. So I've already started a new campaign, but you can also, there are 4 different save files that you can see here. So I'll just start a new game, and yeah. Oh yeah, let me show you the cinematics first, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, so it shows the devastating state that Poland was in, and this game, apparently it's very, it tries to be very accurate to the history of Poland, of that state of that period where Poland was under attack during the World War II. So let's get started. Yeah, so we'll start with the tutorial and the default party here. Alright, so the year is 1944, battered by opposing forces on 2 fronts. The Third Reich begins to crumble. In Central Europe, Poland lies at the heart of the storm, caught between the waning Nazi oppression and the rising Soviet threat. There is little hope for release. Despite the unfavorable odds, the Polish Home Army, now an underground resistance movement, is given the go-ahead by the country's government in exile. As the final part of the countrywide Operation Tempest, You could pause the video and look at it yourself. So 952,000 people live within the uprising area. So this is the tutorial. So like in Darkest Dungeon, you're supposed to move. The tutorial shows you moving from the woods to the central area, where the hub area where you'll recruit people and the like. So this is the same thing. Exploration. So basically, I left click on the cursor, and this icon moves towards my cursor, and this arrow here indicates actions that happen that would happen in that direction. So the more solid the arrow is, the closer the action is. And you can see the feigning arrow here is farther away. So encounters, these can be crates, which are supplies. These things, which are events, random events that can happen. And this is obviously combat. And so as you move along the city, the AP bar here gets reduced. So yeah, so if the AP bar reaches 0 before your mission finishes, you fail the mission. So you want to try to move as efficiently as possible. So here, obtaining ammunition. So before you set out for the rally point, the first order of business is to arm yourself. Your team arrives to receive their assigned share of ammunition from a resistance arsenal, and not a moment too soon. A Nazi patrol appears in the distance, likely alarmed by the unusual activity in the district. If you want to rendezvous with the uprising, you have to fight your way through. So we have 200 short ammo, 200 long ammo, 75 heavy ammo. So here you can loot all. So looting is supply drops, resource caches, discarded weaponry. While in the field, you will run into many opportunities to retrieve equipment for the uprising. When the loot window is open, click the items you wish to store in your inventory or the loot all button. Know that the inventory space is limited, and you should go over capacity. You will need to leave some items behind. Items left in the cache remain there until the end of the mission. So basically, you can go do something else, use the items, and then come back. If you have more room, you can get the items that you left behind. So text events. Events usually offer multiple choices to pick from. Certain choices during these events may require spending resources or passing trait checks with one of your characters. Failing these checks will typically result in negative consequences, and sometimes even death. All checks are clearly marked in the text. Now proceed with your party towards the next point of interest to enter the combat tutorial. So sometimes there's these requirements where it checks for your endurance, like the example shown here, or there's intelligence and other traits, and there's a percentage above. So if you're going, so they give you a list of options, and then you can choose which one you wish to go for. So yeah, we'll get into that when the event pops up. So here's so since it's a tutorial, there's a combat that'll happen. So the mechanics of this tutorial will explain the mechanics of combat. So I'll just go over the tutorial so you guys can see what is happening, but I'll explain in my own words too. So activating a combatant, you use your left click. So here's Christoph. Hope I pronounced that right. So Christoph here, examining skills, highlights a skill using mouse. Yeah. So so it wants me to use this target required skill. Yep. And then I select them to fire here. So these skills, so before we get down to the stamina there, so these skills, there's I can't, oh, doesn't work. Anyways, it's a stamina if you want to read it. So these skills here, the blue boxes on the top, right below the target acquired, those are where you need to stand in order to use the skill, and then the arrow pointing and to the red boxes are where you can shoot on the enemy side, and the area is the area of effect. Required ammo. So every shot requires a certain amount of ammo and certain type of ammo. And then there's damage dealt, accuracy, crit, armor pen. So this specific skill ignore cover. And there's a spend 1 stamina. So the stamina is when you use a skill. Every skill has a stamina counter. So if you spend a skill, your stamina goes down by 1. So if you have 3 stamina, which is shown on the bottom here, nothing happens. 2 stamina, you're more likely to get hit, and then 1 stamina, you're I forget, but you could read if you go back to the video. Yeah. So area of effect. So yeah. So there's an area there. Oh, it shows here. Okay. Never mind my explanation. So it wants me to use first aid.
Trzeba to opatrzyć.
So cover there. So the cover takes damage, and also your person also takes damage. So unlike Darkest Dungeon, this game allows you to use one character multiple times. So so this case I can keep on using Christoph here. So it wants me to move to here. Okay. flanking. So this flanking is that every so if you're on a different role than the enemy, it's considered flanking. So right now, Christoph is on the bottom row here, and then this grenadier is on the top row. So it's considered flanking, which is shown over here, flanking. So this is Casimir's. So it wants me to use contraband ammo. So this contraband ammo, its area is two squares side by side. So the buff it goes. It's what is it? Burn chance up, right? So there's some debuff. So it wants me to target the enemy rifleman here. Okay, now I get to win the battle. So here is so I can kill this guy, which is I think what I'm gonna do. So this single shot, it only requires one long ammo. You can see so this symbol represents short ammo, long ammo, and heavy ammo. So this only requires one long ammo, which is very efficient. There, that guy's dead. I'll first aid this guy. First aid Casimir. Okay, so oh yeah, here's the stamina. So 3 stamina, no penalties. 2 stamina, the accuracy reduced by 10%. 1 stamina, damage received is increased by 20%. And 0 stamina, they can't use skill. So every turn, every person receives 1 stamina. So I'll use full auto here, even though or clear shot. Oh, I can't use clear shot because this only targets the back lines. So full auto. Oh, I critted. Nice. So death is permanent in this game. So and the health does not replenish automatically. That is expected from a game like this. Yeah, so while certain rewards may appear promising, sometimes it is better to limit the risks and avoid combat altogether. Yeah, and the combat in this game can be really challenging. So with the patrol gone, your team should have a clear path now, so arrive at the hideout. Having emerged victorious from their first real engagement, your team descends in the city sewer network to reach the rally point. There is little time to celebrate, however, so the hard part comes next. The uprising is now in full swing. The long battle has begun. Let us proceed. So when all objectives are fulfilled, an icon will appear in the upper left part of the screen. Here, press the complete mission button to return to your hideout. Complete mission. So over here, there are injuries that can happen to your characters. So characters who suffer damage above a certain threshold suffer an injury. Injuries will reduce the character's health when they return to their hideout and will have to be treated in the hospital. So even if you use bandages to heal them up, if they fall below a certain threshold during the mission, during like the whole mission, they still suffer from this injury. And I got a currency for racking up characters, commendation, and emanations. Return to a hideout. So here's the main screen here. So after every mission, you would see the screen. So date, and that's day 1. Uprising momentum. So every day this momentum goes down. War assets. So a difference between war assets generated by all districts and the value needed to keep the momentum unchanged on a given day affects how fast the uprising momentum will drop. So the difference between the war assets, it's how much this momentum will drop. You get a total of 2200, and then right now I have 2185. So here's the, so this is what I get every day per day, and here are the 6 districts that I have to manage. There's the house where insurgents would have recovered their health after, if they're left behind and after a mission. So yeah, there's the events, mission summaries, carrying out mission 6 times, and at the end of every mission you will receive a quick summary. So yeah, gains and losses of the uprising. You will also get to resolve all the events that have transpired in the meantime. So yeah, so basically all the summary is here. And then next is the event. Disturbing news has reached your group. One of the men in Sormissi Shortamishe. I'm just butchering these names, but has been murdered by a fellow member of the uprising who plunged him to death with the stock of a rifle. Though their fellow union members insist it was a drunken accident, an oddly knowledgeable old lady, a civilian living in a nearby tenement house, claiming she heard them arguing loudly and soberly about an unspecified thing. No concrete evidence corroborates any of these statements. Alright, should I question him about his motives or let other authorities within the uprising handle this? Alright, I think I should question the man about his motives. Okay, a flare of ghastly anger illuminates the resistance fighter's face for a second, but when he finally speaks, his voice comes out clear and controlled. According to him, the victim collaborated willingly with the Gestapo. He claims to have seen Gestapo officers enter his apartment on multiple occasions, whereupon they will converse with the victim in German, which he himself does not understand as he does not speak the language. Although he cannot offer definite proof, he swears he is not mistaken in the matter and claims that he would not have acted this way otherwise. Punish him, absolve him. I mean, I don't think this is my decision to make here. I don't know what the consequences, but here we go. He believes someone else within the uprising could handle this problem more effectively, and so he sent the man away to be dealt with by a more appropriate party. Minus 3% uprising momentum. Should I have been more cruel there? Anyways, you have reached the resistance hideout, your base of operation between assignments. You can either view the tutorial explaining the hideout or skip ahead. So I'll just view the tutorial. So these are the NPCs that can be accessed within the resistance. And then the current and future party members will also be present here. So this, the nurse, this is a hospital. There's Casimir. So what I've wait a minute. Oops, I skipped the... I should read that. Because I'm not sure, but I can't rank up these characters for some reason. So when I click rank up, it pops up this window, confirm and apply changes. Click yes, it doesn't work. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Anyway, so here's Christoph. Summary of his gun. This Piat is a grenade launcher sort of thing. There's his skills, equipping skills. So red background is where it's the weapon skill. So every weapon that you equip, that the character equips, comes with their own skill. And then the blue and or the blue or the yellow ones, they're their personal skills. Alright, here is the morgue, where you'll see everyone who has died here. This is an arsenal where you can trade. You can sell weapons that you're not using. Barter screen, trading your available supplies for these for ammo or compass. The compass increases movement efficiency during missions, so you can move more distance and use less AP. Flare, it reveals all points of interest in the currently visible area, so you use this and you can see in an area of where things, where events would happen, so you can either avoid them or go to them. And bandages restore 30 health during missions. So these are out of combat bandages, so you can heal up your characters if you're when you're out of combat and you're low on health, for example. Barter, there's barter, and then repair. So this allows you to repair any damaged weapons that you may achieve during missions. So every mission that you go to, you would there would be a damaged weapon. And this guy is a codex guy. So there are 8 characters. Here are the different weapons that I have seen. Here are the enemies, types of enemies that I've seen. For characters right now. Yep. This is recruiting. So this guy, so for recruitment, so these guys here are kind of volunteers. Yeah, so the recruiter allows you to enlist volunteers. Volunteers are not as capable as your unique insurgents. For instance, they cannot rank up and always join the team with random characteristics. They allow you to fill gaps in your team composition and stand in for wounded characters during their recovery. Enlisting volunteers costs supplies. So yeah, so if you recruit, a random character pops up. So yeah, I'm gonna recruit the person. So this guy has barricade, creates an obstacle for a cover, open fire, and this guy has explosive projectile and ploy. So I'm gonna do one more mission. So this is an informant where you would go on a new mission. So this mission selection, this phase here, it very much reminds me of XCOM, the mission selection screen, where you can only pick one mission at a time and any remaining missions will fail. So yeah, so it's basically very similar to XCOM. So there's some moral and attrition, and the bottom, yeah. So the top is the moral, the bottom is the attrition. So the more attrition you have, the quicker the moral will drop. So if you have 1, it drops 1, and the moral drops 1 per day, and if you have 2, the moral drops 2 per day, and it ranks up. So this is what the income and the supply is, what supply you would get from this district. There's objectives, rewards, failing mission, yeah, you would not want to fail the mission at all. So that's the first district. This is second district. It's also 75 moral. So these districts have different moral values, but their attrition cap is always 10. So if your moral drops to 0, the district, you lose the district, basically, like in XCOM. There's Ochota, Mokotov, Praga. Okay, so for this mission, I'm probably not going to Wola here. Its moral is 90. I think I can afford to leave this be. Assassinate a high-value Nazi officer. This is collect supply drops. Maybe I need to collect supply drops. Intercept high-risk Nazi patrols. I don't really want this revolver. It's not as good a weapon as this rifle here. I want this rifle. 4 days, 3 days, 5 days. Alright, anyways, yeah, I guess I'll go on this this one here. Solibors. Solibors? I don't know. Short Mishi. Anyways, Solibors, here we come. So here's the deployment. So yeah, so we need enough ammunition in order to actually finish the mission. If you run out of ammo, you're basically toast. Here's the positioning. I think this ploy is pretty good. Okay, I'll take the compass for better movement. Take the bandages. Get rid of some short ammo. I don't think I need as much heavy ammo. Yeah, only Christoph here needs heavy ammo. Oh, this guy needs heavy ammo too, Emil. I think 25 is good enough. Oh yeah, so for the positioning here, usually there's a some sort of cover in the front two area. Usually, so I leave these open just in case. Yeah, commence. Let's go. Alright, so these arrows point me to here. This is pretty close. Stash loot all. Okay, where is this high value Nazi officer? That is... I don't know. Okay, there's that guy. And there's this thing here, right? Oh, there's a gold. This gold arrow. I think that's it. There it is. I'm just gonna go for it. I don't want to go into just random combats unnecessarily, so mow down. Actually, let's do this, clear out. A lot of damage. Oh my god, that's a lot. Mow down. Alright, accuracy is not bad. Should be okay. I think this is good. Okay, miss, that's good. Mow down again. Nice. Alright, I'll save some ammo. Saving ammo is pretty important. Alright, oh, I'll heal just so that I don't go down below threshold. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Okay. Miss. Okay, use play. Okay, first aid. I don't think that's gonna do much. Oh yeah, oops. Anyways, yeah, just single shot. And another single shot. Or I can just do this, actually. This is... The short ammo is not that rare compared to the long ammo. Yeah, 40 short ammo, only 8 long ammo here. I'll complete mission. So basically, if you want, you can go to and kill other groups of enemies, but that only will injure your soldiers, and then your future missions won't go as smooth. But you can kill the other optional enemies to get more supplies. That's always an option. So too bad Casimir has an injury. Okay, new blood. Someone new has joined. So yeah, so Shodemir's his attrition got increased by 1, moral decreased by 3. Vola decreased by 3, attrition increased by 1. I'm not sure about this, but I think these are check marks for checkpoints where it'll increase your war assets and supply. I think that's what it is, but I'm not sure. I haven't gone through the game long enough. So Frenek has joined the cause. One of the Grey Ranks runners from the Zavistra group has turned up on your doorstep with an embarrassed expression on his face. Apparently, he has been unable to deliver a batch of messages to one of the major hot zones in the city, and the brass saw fit to attach him to a group of adults for protection. So this guy is a kid. Well, hopefully he can do well. Next. Day 5. August 5th. Oh, damn. She also has to heal? That's not good. Here's this kid. Molotov cocktail. Wait, what? This skill is... oh, a target is 3 random enemies. Apply burn. This one does not apply burn. This is healing, bleed. So in this game, the events are randomized. So what you see here, this guy who has recently joined our group here, he did not show up in my previous save. So a different person joined the group. So you would always get a person who joins your group, but the person is different every time. So there's that sort of RNG element involved. And also, of course, there's the combat RNG element where you can miss and crit and all that stuff. I think that's good. I just don't understand rank up. So yeah, so we'll leave it here at that, and I'll see you guys next time for the next episode, and we'll continue on with Warsaw and see what happens in the next mission. Oh, see ya. Bye.